welcome again. We are going to teach about this parking. Earlier on the study of the model town board, we had talked about some of the features on the model town board. Today we are going to start about the parking zones. Under this case, on the model town board, we have got two types of parking zone. Number one, we have got this type of parking here. We are calling it the control, the angle parking, or the humble parking. The reason we call it an angle parking is because that we park our vehicles at an angle. We park our vehicles at an angle. This is an angle we are parking our vehicles. The reason we call it an angle parking because it's secured and also it is controlled. Then the parking number two we have is this one here. This one we call it the flash parking, parallel, and the uncontrolled parking. This type of parking we park by reverse gear. This type of parking we only park those vehicles with the heavy commercial vehicles, except those vehicles with abnormal weight. Here at this point you can park all types of vehicles except those vehicles with abnormal weight. Under this case, this type of parking we say it's uncontrolled because it is just found at the side of the road. So we get them at the side of the road. That's the reason we are calling them the parallel parking. So I want us to get to know the rules of this our parking today. So under this case, number one, this one here is what we are calling the controlled humble parking ama the angle parking. Na hii parking iko na sheria zake. The rules of this parking, number one, is that we park from the farthest. We park through the entrance and leave through the exit. So under this case, whenever I come from this direction, this one will be my entrance. Entrance ni mahali hakuna laini. So this one will be my entrance. Then I park from the farthest end. Whenever I'm at the entrance, this one becomes my farthest end. So I will park to the farthest end. Also, whenever this my vehicle come from this point and decide to park on this side, I must get to the entrance. Mahali hakuna kitu. Then I park to the farthest end. Remember that you park from far from the entrance, far from the entrance. Then another rule of this type of parking is that we only park by forward gear. This vehicle comes, whenever I get to the entrance, I park to the farthest, then by forward gear. Hii gari yetu image only come direct. The vehicle parks direct. Then also we have got also another rule that say here whenever we decide to exit, now this vehicle I park my vehicle now by forward gear. Whenever I decide to exit, I exit by reverse gear. I reverse my vehicle, then I exit through the exit. Whenever I park from this point, entrance, I park my vehicle by forward gear. Exition, I reverse, then I exit through the exit. Then I proceed to the direction I intend to go. This is what we are calling the angle parking or the controlled parking. Then we say the rule, that's the main of this type of parking, is that we only park the saloon cars only. We only park the saloon cars only at this point. Then, also under this case, like for a case, this vehicle parks to this point, then there's another vehicle parks to that point. Now, this angle parking, now it only have two vehicles. Like for instance, you get a question that another times you get the parking parked this way. Those are the two vehicles we have at this point. But your parking imewekwa hivi. Now there's a question that the examiner decided to tell you, check now this white vehicle to the angle parking. This question can't be done. The question becomes impossible. The reason behind that, ile wakati umepata gari on the entrance and on the entrance, it means that the angle parking is full. So there's no need of getting access to the vehicle. So under this case, I will not access to my vehicle. I will just tell the examiner that this question is impossible. So again, whenever nikijaribu kuingia to the entrance, you can see hata nikijaribu kuingia hapa naguza this vehicle, which one is very wrong. If I get to this point, naguza this vehicle, this one is wrong. So it means that this type of parking is now full. The second type of parking we have is this one here. We have said that we park the vehicles with abnormal weight. Remember that we said on the board we have what we call the government land, where we park the vehicles with abnormal weight. These parts we are calling them the government land and the green field. Is there we park those vehicles with abnormal weight. So the parking number two is this, the flash parking, the parallel and the controlled parking. So we say that this is parking. For you to park on this type of parking, the flash parking, is a must. Umetoka kwa this junction or direct from the two-way. These two vehicles, they are only the vehicles that can park on the flash parking. Then remember on this case, here at this flash parking, there's a difference between the flash parking and the angle parking. Here at the flash parking, we park by reverse gear, then we exit now by forward. So under this case, let's assume this one is my vehicle. I'm now getting to park to the flash parking. Now I will join this part of the, I will turn left, I join the road, the two-way traffic, then I get to the farthest end. Then I park by reverse gear. All the type of this parking, the parking zones we park at the farthest end. So whenever I stand at this point, my farthest end becomes this point. So I will start my vehicle, join the two-way, I proceed to the first point, then I park by reverse gear. Now the second person, akiamua to park on this flash parking, will proceed, join the two-way traffic, then I park na reverse gear. The other vehicle, whenever comes, join this part, then parks at this point. Then now remember, you have to leave some space behind between these two vehicles, because for one to exit, like for this case, eagerly papa saying like ikiamua to exit, is a must that I exit na forward. So atatoka tu hivyo direct. Sawa? Yes. So that's the case. So here, those are the rules we have of this type of parking. Like for a case now, we have a question. The examiner now decided to tell me to take a white vehicle to the flash parking. This question now also becomes impossible. Under this case, the flash parking is full. I cannot get access my vehicle to this point, because whenever I get to at this point, I try to observe my farthest end. I can't see my farthest end because this vehicle is at this point. So that is what we talk about, the parking zone of the model town. Now, at this case, we may decide to ask our question. Under this case, the flash parking now, if flash parking yet iko na gari gapi? Our flash parking at this end now, it has 3 vehicles. The reason because we can count 1, 2, 3, because now this vehicle is already in the farthest end. Also another question, I get through the entrance at that point. I get through the entrance at this point, I park from the farthest end. Then now, I get to ask a question. How many vehicles are on the angle parking? The vehicles on the angle parking are 5. Reason behind this vehicle is parking from the farthest end. Whenever I start counting from my farthest end, I will be 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I get to the entrance this side, I will be counting 1 farthest end. So that becomes a total of 5. Another question, now this angle parking. How many vehicles are at the angle parking now? Question. We start counting at this point. I get to the entrance. Farthest end I can view is this point. I get through this point. Farthest end I can view is this point. So whenever I start counting, I'll be counting from this point. I come and count from 1, 2. This side I count 1, 2, 3. So 3 plus 2 becomes 5. So on the angle parking now, at this time we have 5 vehicles. So that's what we are calling the angle parking. So welcome guys. This is Joaquin. Go to that YouTube channel, subscribe, then share and like.